Water, right? Got a lot of them here, so I'll be testing them out. Roll the intro. What's up, guys? So I hope you guys are all well and safe. Quite recently, we went to the supermarket. During this particular day, we had really no plans of buying anything. So we went to the supermarket and I was passing by the water aisle and a thought came to my mind. I was asking myself, like, with all these options of water, what's the best one? So I decided to buy all of them. What you see here, these are the majority of water or water brands that are available here in the UAE. So anywhere you go, most likely you will find majority of these brands or all of them in one. These are all the water brands that I will be testing out. So I'll be basically testing out their pH balance. And if you noticed, I have grouped them in particular order. Actually, they are grouped in price. So from the lowest group sections, these are the much more affordable ones, to the mid-range. So from quite affordable but going towards the high-end water brands, and these are all now the highest branded water that we have. So by the way, all of them, we have purchased the most affordable options, because you might wonder, like, hey, I thought Avian should be one of the most expensive ones, so why is it here in the middle? Because this is the cheapest option you can buy. If you're watching this video, you would definitely know that all of these are in their lowest price bracket, right? So this is the lowest price you can buy if you want to buy Avian. The ones with glass bottled ones are the most expensive ones. So let's all go proceed to the most affordable brands of water. So these are the lowest ranged waters. They're considered the most affordable ones. So if you go to the supermarkets here in the UAE, you will basically find all of this anywhere, from the supermarkets to the stalls. And so what I will be doing is testing out their pH balance. So I got a handy dandy pH indicator test here. So this is what it looks like. So this is it. I'll be using this one with its own pH color chart. So before we get started, so let's first ask ourselves, what does pH really stands for? So pH stands for potential of hydrogen. So it refers to the hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. What this will do is that it is going to measure the acidity or alkalinity of a certain solution. And our solution for today is the water that we drink. So as we all know, water is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen, right? That's why it's called H2O. It has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen atom. So a water's pH level determines how acidic it is, and it ranges from basically 1 to 14 according to the range. But in this pH color chart, it's only from 2 up to 14, right? 2 being the most acidic and then 14 being the most basic. Actually, it's until 10 only here. Well, we're hoping it won't get up to 14, because 14 would be too much. For water, a pH level of 7 is considered the most neutral one. It will be the best water for drinking. If water is below 7 on the pH scale, it means that it is acidic. So if it's higher than 7, it's alkaline. So let's go on to our first brand. It's the Lulu brand water, which is this one right here. So also, by the way, I have placed them according to the prices. So this is the most affordable one. Well, it's kind of obvious how small it is. So what I found interesting, first and foremost, before we do the test, the description here states already their pH level balance. That's one thing I never realized. You know, when we drink water, do we actually read the description in the water bottle or any product that we buy? I would have to say no. For me, I don't really do that. But realizing how important water is, I think it's better to know exactly what's inside of our waters. So here it says here that the pH level of this Lulu bottled drinking water is 7.3. So if it is 7.3, it means to say that it is neutral. It's the best option for drinking water. So let's find out if this is really good. Let's get on with the first test. By the way, guys, this is my first time doing this. We have never done this before. This is just out of curiosity that we are doing this. Anything can go wrong, but we're hoping that everything would go right with this test. I have placed equal amounts of water, basically 20 ml per glass here, just to get the most accurate level of test. Per glass, I'll be dropping 4 drops of this pH indicator test drops. So let's have a go with it. So going on to our first bottle right here, the Lulu bottled drinking water. So let's go. 4 drops, it says here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we need to do is to do some shaking. I'll shake it up real nice and see the color. Hey, look at that. Alright, so as you can see, it's turning Alright, so it's in between the green color and the sort of orange yellow color, but it's mostly kind of green. So if we are going to take a look at the color chart, it might be hard to see the color chart, so I'll be putting the color chart here for you guys to see clearly how it looks like. An acidic water would be in this color range from orange to yellow, and anything that is neutral to basic would be towards the blue. So this is more or less indeed a neutral color. So if we can see it here, it's more or less in this color range. So if you can see that, it's a 7. It looks like it's a 7 because the color is a bit yellow greenish in color. It's not totally yellow. I cannot say it's yellow or blue. It's in the green colors. Are they being honest with their pH level readings? So I think they are. I can't say it's acidic or alkaline. It's in the middle. Yeah, approved. So if you're gonna buy Lulu bottled drinking water, I think it's a good choice. It's low in sodium too. If you guys wanna get a cheap water, you can just grab this and it's the best option. Besides testing their pH levels, I'll be also tasting the water myself. I'll be reviewing them. Again, this is still a review channel, so I'll be reviewing each and every one of them. I'll be taking couple of sips. So they said if water is acidic, it will most likely be sour in taste. If it's alkaline or if it's basic, it means that it is bitter in taste. So if you're wondering, okay, how will I know if my water is safe, if my water is neutral? Neutral would essentially have no taste. If you drink it, it's like just water. I'll have a go with this. I want to know how a neutral water tastes like. Yeah, water. It tastes like water. So I have no comparison yet. This is the first one. So honestly, it tastes like water. Nothing special about it. It's just, for me, regular water only. But I'm happy to know that I'm drinking a neutral water. So our next one is the Oasis water. So it says here that the pH level is 6.8. Ooh, so it's a bit lower, huh? They could have just made it 7. I don't know. But anyways, it's 6.8. It's below neutral, but it's still not that low. So yeah, so this is also one of the a local brand here. It's widely available. It's one of the most affordable water. So by the way, the prices would be here, this corner or this corner, so you can see the conversion rate of all of these waters. Let's get on with the next one. 2, 3, 4. All right, make sure I mix it well. That's kind of weird. Okay, this is more green than this one, and this is lower in pH level, right? So this is 6.8, this is 7.3. Honestly, Lulu stated that it's 7.3. The color that I wanted it to be was this. This is the kind of color that I was expecting it to be because it's higher, 7.3, and this is 6.8. And this looks more like it is more neutral than this one. If you can just have a look here, it's more bluish, and this is more yellowish now. So if you can see it right here, look at that. So if you can see it, right? This is more, it's like a 7.6. If you take a look at the color here, it's even higher. So let's have a taste. Yeah. So this is more neutral in taste. Here it has sort of a lot of mineral taste, right? A lot of organic material inside. But this one tastes more neutral. So that's kind of strange. Alright, our next brand here, it's the My Dubai. So it's another local brand. It says here, so this is a bottled drinking water, which is also low in sodium. So the pH level is 7.2. We'll try it out and see if it's really neutral. 4 drops. Give it a good shake. Alright, it looks more or less neutral to me, so I'll taste it now. Yeah, it's similar to the previous brand that we have tested. It has a neutral taste, nothing very strong or distinct. It's neutral in flavor, nothing really special about it, just water. Next up, we have the Aquafina. This is from the makers of Pepsi. This is an international brand, Aquafina. You can probably find it in the US. It's well known, it's low sodium too. Let's see the pH level here. What does it say? So the pH level of this, it says there is 6.7. So it's a little bit below neutral reading. So let's have a quick test here and see what it looks like. 4 drops. Good shake. Alright, so it's kind of accurate. We have already established what the acidic color would be and what the alkaline color would be. This is mostly a yellowish color. So it says here it's a 6.7 pH level. So yeah, it's more on the a little bit on the acidic side. So based on the color, maybe even more because it's kind of yellowish. So it's towards the yellowish color. So let's go to our next one. So this is the same brand as we have checked earlier. This is the My Dubai Alkaline Zero Sodium. We have some specialty waters here. I'm calling them specialty waters because they claim to be different than usual water. So this is one of them. This is an alkaline water. Usually alkaline water should be more expensive because it is more alkaline than usual water. This is one of the most affordable ones. We're going to check if the pH level will actually read this accurately. So this is one of our first alkaline waters. As we all know, if it's alkaline, it's usually higher than neutral water. So it should be around 8. Alright, so the pH level of this is 8.2. So it's high reading, which means to say that it should be alkaline as it states here. So 8.2, 3, 4. I can see that it's already turning blue even before we give it a good shake. So look at that color. So apparently our readings are sort of accurate with the pH drops. Right on. So here, you can see now, this is the first indication that you're drinking an alkaline water when it turns into this color. So it is more bluish in color. So when I check the color chart, it's almost here and towards the darker side. So it's maybe even around 9 if you take a look. But more or less, this is an alkaline water. Next up, we have the Masafi brand water. So another local brand. We have My Dubai, Lulu Oasis. This is another local brand here. So this is their low sodium pure. Oh, by the way, I forgot to taste the water. Sorry about that. So I missed out these two, right? So let me taste first the Aquafina one, by the way, and have a go at it. So it's the most acidic looking one. It's a bit sour. There is some sourness. Now I can understand why they would say that acidic should be sour in taste. In comparison to the rest, yes, it is acidic. A new discovery for my taste buds. It's a bit sour. Alkaline, they said, should be bitter in taste. Let's try it. Alright, yeah, there's a little bit of difference from neutral, basic, and acidic. Basic or alkaline, yes, it has a bitter taste. I can clearly see the difference now. Drinking sour and bitter. So next up, we have the Masafi brand. Another local brand here. It says here that the pH level is 7.5. So it's neutral going to alkaline. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry if I'm counting. So this is one of those brands again that says that they're neutral, even more closer to alkaline. pH 7.5, but it looks a bit yellowish to me. So it could actually be more on the acidic side. So I don't think they're claiming to be neutral based on what they're saying here that they're 7.5. It's more yellowish now. So let's give it a go. It's a bit sour in taste with a lot of mineral flavors. So it's a bit metallic also. 7.5. So this is one of those ones that are a bit questionable based on the color. It's yellowish. It's a bit acidic now. Next up is our Alkaline Zero. This is another specialty water. I'm just calling it specialty water. Yeah, this is not the technical term because they're saying that they have zero sodium. So they said their sodium is less than 0.0001%. Totally no sodium at all. Just 1.1%. It states here that it has a neutral reading, which is a pH level of 7. Exact claim. So let's see if it's really true that it is a neutral water. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wants to be neutral, so as you can see, it's a bit more greenish, but it's still a bit yellowish in color. I'm a bit disappointed to see it. I was expecting it to be like a really neutral color, but I think it is towards the neutral. If I have a look at the other ones, I think with honesty, I think yes, because I normally buy this water. This is the usual water that I buy every single time because it has less sodium. I think I'm happy with this reading. It is going towards the neutral side and not the acidic side. So I'm kind of happy but a little bit disappointed because I wanted it to be more of really neutral in neutral color. So I mean, it's a bit bitter, so I think it's mostly going towards the neutral side, alkaline side. It's in the middle somehow. So next up, we have the Masafi Zero. So most local brands are competing with one another. So this is one of those brands that wants to compete with the Alkaline brand. So they have their own zero version here. It says here it has a 7.3 pH reading, higher than neutral, right? A little bit higher than neutral, or more or less neutral. 7.3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is more accurate because you can see it's turning almost bluish. It's not even yellow anymore. It's like a blue-green color. This is more accurate in reading in comparison to this one, but I think they're close. This is 7.7, this is 7.3. I think it's one of the most accurate reading that we have. Bluish, greenish in color. Yeah, neutral. Flavor, it's quite neutral. It has a lot of mineral flavors too, going towards the bitter taste. So next up is the Abant natural mineral water. So honestly, I'm not really familiar with this brand just because there's so many options here. I'm not sure about this one, if this is international or not. If you know about this brand, comment down below if you know about this. Let's see the reading here. It says here that it's low sodium. So I think the most trendy thing about waters now is that they always claim to be low in sodium. So let's see if it's accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Natural spring water, huh? Oh, natural mineral water. It's in the blue color range. It's accurate. 7.2. Yeah, yes, it's neutral. Looks neutral. So let's have a taste. Yeah. Neutral in flavor. So next up, one of the big boys here. This is the only option we had, but again, it's still affordable. It's worth buying like this sized water. It's in the low end range. So this is the Arwa brand. So this is the part of the Coca-Cola company. It's a local brand here in the UAE. So you can clearly see here how proud it is to have a pH 7 balanced water reading here. So as we all know, 7 is the best one. Yeah, pH 7. So we'll see. It's also low in sodium. Yeah, it's a bottled drinking water from the Coca-Cola company. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be disappointed if this turns out a bit... Alright, so let's see. So it's like a pale greenish yellow. So far, it's like, I think more of the acidic color, right? I think it's a bit yellow greenish in color. If we just take a look here. So it's like in the 6.4 to 7, right? So it's in the middle though. Not very accurate, but it's at least closer to the center, closer to the neutral color, right? But it's not exactly towards the alkaline range. So let's have a taste. A little bit sour, but more or less it's still neutral in flavor, right? I can't say it's like there's so much differences in the flavors. Next up is the alkaline water brand. So again, with the zero, it's the same brand. This is their usual one, their regular bottled drinking water, low in sodium again, guys. So the reading here, it's 7.3. So again, it claims to be a neutral water. Let's see if they're being honest with their reading. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so this is more accurate. It's going towards 7 to 7.6 readings. One of the most accurate ones. So see, just 0.3 difference from this and the color is substantial in a sense. So let's have a go and taste it. It's a bit bitter, a little bit bitter, but still neutral in flavor. All good. Water is good. So we have, next one is the Highland Spring Natural Mineral Water. So it says here that it's drawn from organic land in Scotland. So this is one of the international brands here. It's available almost worldwide, I think. So the pH level here, 7.8 pH level. So it's almost alkaline. By the way, an organic alkaline water means that is the water that is coming naturally from either from an organic land or the water that is coming from the spring, from the stones and the mountains. That's an organic alkaline water, and any organic alkaline water is the best one. This is more organic. So when it says 7.8, it's closer to an alkaline flavor, alkaline water. It's saying that it is alkaline in nature. So let's see. Why is it bubbly? Is it carbonated? No, it says here non-carbonated, but it has some bubbles here, so I don't know why, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. See the color, guys? Very strong, right? Look at that. 7.8 pH level. It's closer there to the alkaline water that we've tried earlier. So, yep, it's bluish in color. So it's more or less in the 8.6, right? 8.6 to 9 reading. Actually, if you take a look at the chart, it says here 7.8. Let's have a go. Oh, this is refreshing for some reason. It's a clean flavored water. How to explain? I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't have like this random taste of like either this minerally flavor, like metallic flavor, bitter, sour flavor. It's clean. I don't know why it's clean. Because I think this is the first ones that is claiming to come from an organic land in Scotland. This is one of the most international ones here. So I think by far this is the best tasting water. So yes, that's about it. So now that's me tasting the lower end ranges. Alright, so what's my summary now with this? So if you noticed, I have moved some of them towards the front just to see my own realization with certain brands here. So let's go on with the first one, the Lulu brand. that claims to have a 7.3 pH. You see the color, guys, it's shocking to know that, again, it's a local brand. You see them claiming to have a 7.3 pH level reading that should be around the bluish color. But if you can look at this, guys, look, it's yellow in color. See the difference. And now this Oasis one, this is almost the most shocking one for me out of all of this. But it's even just claiming to be 6.8 in pH, but it's more bluish in color than this one that's claiming to be 7.3, right? To have this bluish, almost neutral color that claims to even be lower than the neutral one. So I think in terms of the shock factor out of all, this is one of them. I'd have to mention this one. Aquafina claims to have a 6.7, but honestly, I think it's more lower than that. I mean, if you take a look at the color chart here, it's around the 5 range, right? It's really yellow, so it's around the 5.5 or 5.2, 5.5 range, right? So it's very, very low. It is acidic already. So, but when you read 6.7 here, you'd be thinking like, it's not so bad, but come on, compare this. This is a 6.8, guys. This is 6.8 and 6.7 color. Let's look at the color here. So that's a bit shocking too. This one, in comparison to, this is another interesting one. So the alkaline water, it claims to be alkaline. pH level 8, right? It says here. And see the color of these two. So just to see the color of these two. This is not even claiming to be alkaline, but it's only claiming that it's spring water. So it's natural mineral water from the lands of Scotland. See the color, guys. Notice how different this is natural, and this is most likely have gone through an electrolysis. So it's not a natural way of turning water into alkaline. So you put on electrolyte and you change the water itself and turn it into an alkaline water. So it's not, this is the difference between a natural alkaline water, which is not even claiming to be alkaline, and this claiming to be alkaline. So it's close, but this is more of the natural ones. Next up is this one, Masafi Pure Water. It says to be pure 7.5. Again, another shocker here. 7.5, but look at the color, guys. Look at this. It's almost the same as this one, the Lulu one. It's not looking good for Masafi here. Again, same brand, 0% sodium, but with the 7.3 pH reading, again, it's almost like a bit yellowish in color. Doesn't look good. Same brand, almost so close. Next up is the pH 7. A little bit disappointing to see it so proudly claimed to have a pH 7 balanced water and almost looking so yellowish. I don't even think it looks neutral. These are what I've seen. So in general, not everything that is cheap is bad, and not everything that is expensive is good, right? So that's my reading here. Shocker, Oasis, shocker here. It's almost neutral. Best in flavor for me in the lower end range. Highland, most natural flavor. So have a go at this, guys. Try this one. My top pick is the Highland Spring. Good one. It's a good one.